It always makes me happy when people realize that at its core, this is a love story. And it always feels good to talk about that part because that was the thing that most drew me to the project was this idea that in a time when so much of the world was committed to the idea that people of African descent were not human, that you could have this love story take place between these two human beings who love each other so much at a time when they couldn't legally be married on their own accord because they weren't even their own people, they were property. And that these two people find a way because of the power of their love to be together and to honor their commitment of marriage to each other in this historical context. It's just so powerful. I remember having a lot of complicated, complex reactions because it's such a full journey that kind of takes so many twists and turns. And like most of Quentin's work, it doesn't fit tonally into any one space. You know, there are moments that feel like an action film and other moments that feel like a drama and other moments that feel like a witty comedy. And so I just remember kind of my heart and mind being pulled in lots of different directions, but feeling like I had never seen anything like this before, that nothing like this had ever been made before. And that was exciting, you know, and knowing that that nothing had been made like this before about something that's so, you know, important in our history as a nation and as a world. It's just wonderful to be working with Jamie again. When he got the part, he called me or well, I guess he signed on and then he called me when I officially got offered the role. And I said to him, this is a great plan. I think we should do, you know, once a decade, we should get together and make some incredibly important, interesting, profound film and hopefully win you an Oscar. And that sounds like you know, work with some fantastically talented director. And so it's a joy. It's just a joy. And he's perfect in this role. He really is so perfect. He's the perfect, courageous cowboy out for love. I remember sitting in rehearsal one day and I was like going through my script and I looked up at the table and it was, you know, Christoph and Jamie and Sam Jackson and Leonardo DiCaprio and Quentin and me. And I was like, how did this happen? This is nuts. It's really fun to work with people who love what they do and people who are committed to excellence in this work. And, you know, we have fun watching each other. You know, we notice when somebody's doing something really special, and that happens constantly. It's a joy. It's a joy. I feel like every day on set is a little bit of a master class. His work is very courageous, you know, because he's not that guy. He's obviously not Calvin Candy, and he's really wrapping his head around how this person could exist in this world, and the complex relationship that he has with Steven, played by Sam Jackson. I mean, everybody's doing such beautifully specific, detailed work, and it's difficult to watch. And I think when you're dealing with these themes and this time, feeling like it's difficult to watch your fellow actors probably means that people are hooked into the emotional truth of the moment, because this was a difficult time. I've worked with Sam a few times. I've been lucky enough to work with Sam a few times, and I'm, again, I mean, even in rehearsal, Jamie and I were like, "Whoa, what is he doing?" It's powerful. It's very powerful. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to even articulate it. The work he's doing is, he's really kind of taking this idea of, you know, that the art of survival for the slave was being able to perform different identities in different contexts in many ways. And he has taken that to another level in a beautiful, heartbreaking way. It's interesting because he is not afraid of violence and darkness and sort of the dark side of the soul. And I think that you need someone who isn't afraid of those areas to be able to tell a story that takes place in this time. And yet, because it is fundamentally a love story, you also need someone who fundamentally believes in the goodness of human beings and believes in love and believes in beauty to be able to hold on to the love story in the space of all that evil and darkness and greed. And so I think it's amazing that he's able to hold both of those spaces.